Hey guys, this is Killrob speaking, and today I think it is time for a channel update. I haven't been doing one in a while. I wanted really to do one while I was, or not while I was sick, before I got sick. I really wanted to do one, but then my voice disappeared for almost 3 weeks, so yeah, good thing I had some content stored up for you, even though that meant that in the recent weeks I have been trying to catch up with the situation and not really been delivering like high-end content, which was kind of in the plans. I never got around to it because of all the things. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the current series and where we are going. Before we jump into details, in the background, you can clearly see that that is not Diablo 3. It is not Path of Exile, but rather Grim Dawn. And currently in a patch that has weird particle effects bugs, which are a known issue and will be fixed shortly. And yes, Grim Dawn is a game I'm going to play here on the channel. I really want to do one playthrough for you and just see if you like it, because I feel we kind of need a little break from Diablo before we get into it again with new stupid builds and or challenges. And that, of course, neatly brings me to our Diablo series. Currently there are two running, and that is Olaf Bengtsson, den riktigt svensk druid från Sverige. Ja, just det. Yes, a very Swedish druid indeed. And he has come a fair bit into Act 2 now for you guys. And I just today managed to catch up a little bit with recording, and as you know, I usually record a little bit in advance so that I don't have to stress with uploading and shit. I actually won't be uploaded in time because my internet is so shit. I would have to go to work. That's one of the limiting factors for me here. So I will be one day late with the Diablo episode. But yes, anyway. So now I just defeated Diablo. That was a fight, guys. It was such a pain in the ass. I think that is the episode with the highest swearing density ever. But it was fun. And done now. So yeah, this Let's Play series will be brought to a proper ending. Stupid as fuck, this build, but quite a lot of fun when it's working. In the rare instances it's working. Well, I really don't know why Blizzard didn't fix that bug. I mean, wasn't it obvious in testing? And after all these years, I mean, it doesn't require much to fix a few numbers. So yeah. Anyway, so then there is of course the other series, Valdemar, which is not quite as fun to play for me personally because of the lag issues I have with the servers, even though I'm connecting to the Australian server and still 3.5 flight hours away. Yeah, New Zealand, brilliant. But it is a very fun build and character. It just feels so damn overpowered with all the splash damage and frenzy. If you haven't checked it out yet, I'd recommend it. I'm having loads of fun playing it too. With the just in general the story, like him potentially being Franzi's brother and discovering the game as a frenzy barb appropriately. The Arctic Druid series will definitely be brought to a conclusion, and then I will probably exchange the Diablo 2 series with the Grim Dawn series for a while, as that is, of course, the same genre, and I would like to give you and myself a little of a break with Diablo 2. And I don't know what I'm going to do with Valdemar. I really want to continue that because it's such relaxing gameplay to just plow through the enemies with splash damage. It just brings a smile to my face whenever I do that. And also Grim Dawn is actually fantastic. My second most favorite ARPG is from back in the day especially is Titan Quest. Grim Dawn is made by basically the core devs of Titan Quest. The gameplay you see in the background is me trying out some kind of build for Grim Dawn, which I want to play for you. So it will be most likely a melee build with some elemental damage inputs, two-handed melee, like really crushing it, and trying to get as much splash damage as humanly possible, or non-humanly possible. And yeah, so far that seems to be working out just fine. I just hit level 17, I believe, 16, 17. Of course, I will make some minor changes to the build and then start anew for you, just from scratch, once we get into that. I think what will get me back into Diablo 2 and what would be a really cool challenge run is based on something that a patron of mine, Glenn, has proposed. And that is that he will make the Killrob Rune mod. Like, taken from my Rune discussion video, and I will make another Rune discussion video, if that is the case, for the mid and high level runes, definitely. Maybe that would be worth 2 videos, actually. I really find this interesting, like, to properly build rune words for archetypes that are actually useful, not overpowered, and so on and so forth. And I think with all these years of game experience, I believe at least for single player I can do a better job than what Blizzard did back in the day, as they didn't have like years and years of experience just playing it solo. But yeah, anyway, so that will be really cool, and that might be a cool idea to play along, like if you want to then try out the mod and whatnot. It will be a pretty simple one, but nonetheless, this will be amazing to like get all the new rune words in there. It is awesome. And while we are talking about that, I of course have to thank my patrons. And yeah, since last time, there have been quite a few new ones. And let's have a quick go through here. We have the Night of the Table round. $25 a month, man, that's amazing. I have no words. I thought that was like the tier I thought no one would ever choose. So yeah, and you have been on it for like 3 months now, I think. That's amazing. So thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. And Adamant, yes, Adamant tier. Jordan, still not on my Discord channel. But if you're ever interested in that, you have a home there as well. And of course all the gold supporters as well, that is super appreciated. And there we also have Glenn in there, who's going to make the mod. He is an energetic fellow. He is like everywhere there's Diablo 2, you will find Glenn. And Lily, thank you very much for upgrading your pledge to $7 from, I think it was 2 or 3 before. So that's awesome. And another big thank you to Daniel and Vince, of course. You are in my Discord chat, and it's good fun to have you around. And then we have our silver members as well. Adrian. Oh, that's that name. Sorry, man, but that is Krishwi or something. Butchering that. Black Beetle and JMT1000, you guys are awesome as well. Thank you very much for your support. It is much appreciated. And to all you others, and those of you who haven't joined my Discord yet, please do. It would be amazing talking to you, and thanks so much. If you're considering joining and supporting the channel, you will find the links in the description below. Another ongoing Let's Play, obviously, is the Pro Cycling Manager series. Unfortunately, viewer numbers now have been dropping quite a bit, even though Dicky is doing as well as never seen before. He is just crushing his third season. It's amazing to see. And never had a rider that was performing so well in his third season. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I have so much fun playing that game. And it's unfortunate. So yeah, it has been running for, what are we at now? Like episode 55? It's crazy long time. That is crazy long time. Over 3 months in the making. And I was surprised that viewer numbers held up so well. But yeah, it is drawing to a close. We are now getting into La Vuelta. That is the biggest, or one of the 3 big tours in the 3rd season. And yeah, we are poised to strike and try to take the win in that one. Although our team sucks ass, and that will be a major challenge. 21 days of racing. Was it 21 days total? No, it's 21 stages, so yeah, and 23 days, there are 2 rest days. So yeah, that will be cool, and I have recorded up to the end of the season already, and I really would like to reach the ultimate goal, to win the Tour de France in the 4th season in our new team. But, I mean, if viewer numbers are getting super low, then I might consider just calling it a day afterwards. And maybe start a new run on the absolute highest difficulty as a baroudeur. A rider that is not really good at anything but flat riding. Kind of seems like a Dicky McSpeck original cannonball theory man. So yeah, it could be cool. Could be cool. Or I'll take a break. Although, what is great about the Pro Cycling Manager series for me personally is that I can record so many episodes in advance. It's about 1 hour and 10 minutes recording per episode. And it only takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to actually edit. So it's a very efficient episode for me to run, which is great. And that has allowed me to take breaks, like month-long breaks from the game, without you even noticing. So that's pretty cool. So it never gets old for me. It's like, I'm looking forward to playing Season 4, even if it might not happen. Alright, yeah, so what more do we have? Automation. Automation is an interesting case because we haven't had much automation content, or almost no automation content, apart from my little tutorials, the 2 tutorials, which not many people did watch. I think my channel has now died down when it comes to automation viewers that they're not here anymore. Which is a shame, because I'm definitely going to have more automation content coming, more car content as well, and I've been thinking a little bit. Like, what could I do as a 3rd series again? It would have to be something that is reasonably easy for me to record and edit, as I'm investing so much time into this channel anyway, like 20 hours per week currently, and that is a lot. So, yeah, automation. I'm currently in the real life world. I'm balancing the car designer, rebalancing the car designer. There are loads and loads of good changes coming there. It will play so much better. It will be really cool. And that is exciting, but of course I can't show much apart from in the little dev updates. There will be a few little dev updates coming, of course not on this channel, but on my automation channel. And so yeah, keep an eye out for that if you're into automation. And I'm pondering what to play for this channel. I could do another light campaign version 2 run, but considering how much has changed in the engine designer with the recent rebalance of the previous big update, and the coming rebalance of the car designer, I don't know if I can stomach playing it anymore, the light campaign, because it will feel completely off with all kinds of mechanics, and I don't know how much it would bring to the table to other people. I think many of you are now waiting for the proper light campaign V3, the much improved light campaign to come, which features facelifts of cars and sharing of engine families, and just in general overall rebalanced gameplay. Oh, also, little secret here. I think there will be 2 new regions as well. That will be fun. Will have to be announced on the proper channel, of course, but just a little hint here. Yeah, that would be awesome. So automation content is kind of hard to do right now because it's so much in limbo, hanging between the updates, like major important updates. And yeah, we're working hard on it and really making big strides. So yeah, coming home and doing automation after 9 hours doing that already is kind of like meh for me. But at least it's really easy to record and fast to edit as well. So it would be simple for me to make, but I don't know how much interest there is. If you're really interested in seeing another Let's Play of automation before the Light Campaign V3 hits, even closed beta, yeah, write in the comments down below. I might have an alternative though, and I've been pondering, because Casual, that's our lead programmer on automation, he has recently just started, again, Motorsport Manager. And a lot has changed, he said. A lot has changed. And if you remember, it ended, my series ended with it being bugged because of some updates, starting to crash my saves. And that was super unfortunate because we had such a beautiful run and the storyline developed and the team did well and it was a fight, but it was awesome. It was just awesome. The strategy set out from day one started to work at that point, and we really hauled ass and in some amazing races, pulling off the improbable. And yeah, if you haven't seen that series yet, I can recommend it. It is, yeah, I think it takes me a few episodes to properly grasp the mechanics. I was decent at the mechanics when starting it, but I think from like episode 8, 9, 10 or something, I really started getting it and was playing pretty optimally. Not perfectly, obviously. I was still making mistakes everywhere. But yeah, it was a really cool series. So, question here. I could start another Motorsport Manager Let's Play. I would be pumped to do so, because I would like to check out the changes. Not so much the DLCs. There was just recently a DLC that seemed a little meh. Just like amping up race length, but not really changing anything, because it also amped up the time between pit stops, so there was not that much strategy. More strategy. It was just like all drawn out. Seemed like a weird design decision, if you ask me. But anyway, so I probably would play vanilla again, because I haven't played it through yet. The playthrough you saw was all I did, basically, apart from the one I did before to prepare for it. So yeah, that would interest me to do another one of this. That would take the third slot. That would be the automation slot, so to say. And then once automation has more stuff to show again, I could do that. On a very different but car-related and racing-related note, I just last weekend was out filming the Highlands 101. No, wrong. The Highlands 501. That's a Australian GT race that was held on the Highlands Highlands Motorsports Park on the South Island. That's in Cromwell, pretty close to Queenstown, and it was awesome as always. The landscape around is just beautiful. I should have taken out my camera for the flight though. So, note to myself: I always need to bring a piece of cloth and a little cleaning liquid and my camera onto the plane so that I can take some really awesome photos out of the plane. It's just beautiful, flying in through the Southern Alps. That's what they're called here, the chain of the mountains, the Southern Alps, and everything snow-covered, beautiful, and the massive valleys and lakes, and it's just super pretty. But anyway, so yes, I was part of the film crew for the whole weekend, and I did take home all the footage I took. So what I could do is make a little bit of a commentary documentary from like what a race weekend looks like from the point of view of just one camera that is specifically tasked with shooting a bit of everything, so that it's producing footage to set the scene and fill in with some artsy shots and so on. That's why I'm there. So I'm like the creative shot person and make some beautiful shots person, like of the cars, set them nicely in scene and so on. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, long days. I think the first day was a 12-hour day, the second day was a 10-hour day, and then the race day was a little shorter, but so much walking. I wasn't able to walk in the end. I went with all the equipment to the end of the racetrack and then up again and through the visitor area and like filmed everything. Not so much photo work, of course, because if you're filming, you can't just take a photo in between. Yeah, so I would have quite a bit of footage there, and I can put it together. Would be a lot of work to put together, but I think it might be interesting. Just like with a little bit of commentary from my side, like what that work entails. Yeah, maybe. Write in the comments down below if you would like to see such a thing. But I have one final thought I would like to share with you. And that is also regarding potential future content on the channel. I've been thinking about this because it's taking a lot of my time, this whole channel thing. And, well, it's obviously not really paying off. I mean, currently I'm getting about, on a monthly basis, about $120 for about 80 hours of work per month on this. And it's a lot of fun, so I will definitely continue doing this in some capacity or another. But I was just asking myself if I could make this a bit into something more that has value that stays after it's done. Because you never know what YouTube does, and yeah, they have been quite shitty. Fortunately, I've not seen all too many yellow dollar signs of doom, so my content is still monetized, and you watching ads actually helps, so I just want to put that out there. And yes, so my idea for potentially different content would be that I actually develop a game with your input, like live, so to say, live, as in episodic content, where we from scratch start to develop a game. Like more or less, not a full game, but like, let's say a prototype, because I'm shit at art. I can't do art. I can do placeholder art, if you can call it that, art. But yeah. But I'm really good at working out, obviously, as game designer. I'm good at working out mechanics, and I have a good feel for what is required. I'm, let's say, very mediocre to noobish when it comes to programming, but it seems like I'm good enough to do some prototyping, yes. So how would that work, you ask? Well, so first of all, you would have to determine some kind of topic or general like game theme and genre. While the genre is pretty limited, because also it is limited to just prototyping and 2D graphics. So that limits it quite significantly, but it means that it is well within what I would consider myself to be expert in, what genres I would consider myself to be an expert in. And then we would have a few episodes about building around the theme some game mechanics and a cohesive game idea. I think that will already be pretty interesting to at least a few people. And once that is settled, like after 2 or 3 episodes, with your input and like straw polls and whatnot, to determine which direction to take, then I would start prototyping the game, doing some mechanics and stuff in spreadsheets before, and probably not going to show you much of that process because it's quickly becoming tedious if you watch me putting in formulae just to simulate progressions and shit. But I would be talking about the process, why I choose to do something and how I do it, definitely. So that would be completely open to the public, so to say. And I think that might provide quite a bit of value to some people who want to get into this stuff. But then the cool stuff starts. So once there are playable builds, which would happen already probably after the first episode, really. It's not playable, it would be showing off what is there. Potentially a little menu and something something to start from, right? And from there, every episode would basically show the progress of the game. It would show you the new parts in the code, what they do, and how I'm thinking in order to create them. So yeah, that might be cool. It would definitely show me without my pants, so to say, when it comes to programming, as I'm not a good programmer, like I said, but I don't really mind because it's a prototype. It doesn't have to be super fancy. And my thought there is, maybe I should do that as a patron thing. Like, every patron gets access to all the builds of that game that is being developed live, so to say. Yeah, so that could be a really good incentive to keep that up and running. And in the end, I'm not only standing there with a video series that has X many views, but rather with something that is tangible, like a game or a prototype. And that could be really cool. The major disadvantage of it is that it is more time consuming than any other series I've done apart from the Counter series, which is just terrible when it comes to time spent per minute of video. That takes the cake. Alright, but I've been rambling on for long enough, yet I hope you enjoyed. And of course, again, thank you very much for your support, and see you guys next time.